on Balin here, getting that kill point. He's getting pressured a lot, going down to 1 HP. He's gone down.
And just like that, that's Alliance who actually has height here at Artillery. They were the second squad that our obs pointed out earlier. They're actually going to go ahead right down, TP right in. And already there's a thermite here. They're going to need to be careful. And wisely, not surprisingly, IPN is actually going to fly right back and actually in the TP to get a little bit of cover. Go back to that height. Go back to the advantage that they had here as base is going to get a little bit of heals. IPN with the heals as well. They're going to hold this height for now.
It's a lot of risk versus reward right now. Everybody wants those kills. Everybody's getting people cornered in, but then they're forgetting about those third parties that could come in and just take the game away from them. So Alliance having a really good spot on this high ground, have the charge rifle. Face is not healing. I wonder, he might not have the resources to heal as of yet, but we have one of their teammates looting. They pinged a Kraber. That'll be really good for them.
Especially as they play this edge. They've got a few opportunities to play that. Of course, they will have the Gibby as well in play. One of the few teams running that comp as we go back over to Chill and ALGS as they still have that same vantage point that we saw them earlier as well. I do want to point out one thing about Alliance that's interesting. If you happen to be keeping up with the game so far, especially looking at the stats on Wikipedia, Alliance really a placement-heavy team this tournament. They only have 2 second places here, and really their highest, they have several, 2 actually games with 0 kills, 1 game with only 3 kills. So they have really leaned on placements in this game. That's got them into 4th, but they're going to need to step it up in the KP department if they want to get a better placement than that 4th place here today in game number 6. But North, a team we've talked about all day. We talked about them coming into this event, and we've been talking about them all day for good reason. They right now are your match leaders here, trying to close out this tournament in game number 6.
Yeah, listening into them the last game, they have such great communication, great teamwork. They have trust. Trust is a really big thing in this game when you trust your other teammates to cover you, to make those comms. But unfortunately, Mandy goes down here. He's on 1 health, and he does get thirsted by Matafe today.
Yeah, we just saw that in the feed. We'll have to see exactly what's going on there with AHG in just a moment. But like you said, big damage coming in for the side of Ad Hoc Gaming. And lots of more aggression here in game number 6 than we're used to seeing. And it looks like all Europe needed was a game number 6 to bring in that extra aggression, as they certainly have brought that to the table today. As things are heading for the first time a little bit closer towards containment here on the 10 circle. We'll have to see exactly where things pull next, but now also taking a look here at Major Pushers, who right now sit right around 8th in the table.
Yeah, they're trying to, they've gotten the recovery. He's popping that Phoenix kit on the Gibraltar, but they are still in a fight. Now there's a team inside the small room over there. They're climbing up, actually. They're above them right now. So they're gonna have to find a way to either kill them or get out of there later on.
Absolutely. Now here in the watchtower, like you said, going to have a moment just to set up, but also taking a look here. You called it perfectly there, as we did see Mandy go down. Now RPR and Taishin going to need to work together. A 9-point lead is what they had going into this game. And one thing I want to highlight back to the numbers that T-Squared used. He said the 15 points was the sweet spot for them. If they can get to 75, they should be clearing away. They're at 60 right now. And if they're able to get that number of points, whether through placement or KP, they should be able to do it. Now, keep in mind, after losing 1 member, it's more likely that they're going to go for placement here and positioning rather than try to get that early KP and see what kind of damage they can do. They're kind of limited in their decisions at this point here, but they're going to be playing this placement with height and establishing presence up on this cliff.
I couldn't imagine to feel the pressure that they have on themselves. They're so close to winning. They've lost a player, and of course they're going to go for those placements. They're going to try and get as many points as possible. They've left Mandy. They do not want to take any risks right now because they are in the lead right now. They're in first place. They've got this. If they can get enough points and survive until late game, if they could survive without other teams getting too many points, they still have it in the bag.
I also want to talk about Gambit, a team that we just saw on the screen, mainly because you might have caught their last result there. They had a huge win, a 14-kill win in game number 5. That brought them from 7th all the way to 3rd place. So this could be us witnessing a really great fairy tale here from the Gambit side in our last 2 games, climbing all the way from 7th place to potentially a top 3 or greater finish. It will depend on this game number 6, of course, as we take a look back on board with Alliance still around the watchtower, deciding exactly how they want to play this, actually circling back towards the edge, seeing if they can gatekeep there, maybe even take a little bit of a longer rotate just around Artillery South.
A really interesting thing about the last game and people being so aggressive on the last game, it gives more people room to fight. It makes the chances of getting third-partied lower. So teams that want to get those kill points, teams that want to get to first place right now, they have a chance because fighting right now has less of a risk because less teams alive in these later circles.
Absolutely. Keep in mind, we have 16 squads left, and earlier today, as I checked my notes, we had 17 squads left in round 4 in game number 1. So, Grill, you pointed out perfectly, this game is certainly moving much faster than the other games, and that has been clear. Now, taking a look here at GSD, a team in 9th place right now. They're one of our teams to watch coming in. I believe they came in there with Force. This is their first place team from Super Regional number 2, and they won games on both Kings Canyon and World's Edge to win that tournament, which is a pretty big deal. However, not having the same success today, keep in mind, though, that a big game from GSD could propel them quite a bit up the scoreboard if they're able to do it. Also taking a look here at Luminosity Gaming, this team here right now in the 11th place spot, but they're holding artillery for now. Back over to Alliance.
Alliance getting pressured a little bit, 2 of their teammates needing to heal, but they're going in for the fight. The 111 spray by Vase, really good spray by Vase.
Also now,
they end up taking 2 members down.
Absolutely. Now Hack is going to fly down, trying to chase this Wraith as well. Going to reload on the way. Going to go ahead and fly through. We'll see if they can pick up this last one. Trying to see exactly where that solo might have ran to now. We'll go back over to LG for just a second as they are fighting here at tunnels as well. Need to be careful. That thermite damage will come in. Now ult comes down from Ksania and heals on the other side as well. Sanya actually the first to go down. Now also 2 players going down. GSD certainly on the winning side of this battle. Triumph joining that as well. And Flavor of the Month. So many teams here in the tunnel.
So many teams indeed. GSD making it, staying alive with just so little health, but they're able to get those armor swaps, those Phoenix kits off, and they are the victors of this tunnel fight.
That's big, especially when you look at GSD. Like we just said, they're in 9th, and Luminosity Gaming was only 2 points behind them. That will be Luminosity eliminated as our 5th team to be eliminated. Just like that, 15 squads left here in our 6th and final game. Checking back in with Norse. They did not get that res, so they will still be a squad of 2 here going into the late game.
Yeah, North actually got pushed off of this hill by LCB. Obviously, they could not contest doing a full 2v3 on this high ground, so they're going to opt for playing the low ground. They put those Watson fences, the ult down. They're going to try and keep that spot, but here we have LCB pushing, shooting the team underneath of them. They have a really good high ground. They knocked one of DNMK's members, and they have a really good spot, but they're not quite in on that high ground right where they were.
That's right now checking back over in with Alliance. Just like that, you did see several teams go down. We just lost 3 of them. Gamers Origin, one of the teams that we saw a lot of damage coming in for, as well as Chill and ALGS. And actually, Third Impact as well from Lazarus. You keep an eye on that. Zeki actually going down to the 99 of J Savage W from Lazarus. But Alliance on your screen here, they have really everything to play for. They've got the beautiful Watchtower vantage point, which is going to give them so many opportunities to throw down some damage with that Kraber in the hands of IPN. It takes a little bit of damage, but we'll go ahead and pop a bat.
What a beautiful shot by IPN. Got that headshot, but they're on the high ground. That team is so far away. They're going to get the res off before they push, so they're going to opt to find a way to rotate into the zone off of that knock, and they're going to check underneath them for any other teams camping underneath their building.
Absolutely. Now IPM goes for the safety dome just to make sure they can retreat if they need to. Hawkes is actually forced to queue. He's going to fly right up there trying to make sure that he's able to stay alive. Wondering if he's chasing. It looks like that is not the case. Instead, just going to retreat, reload the EVA, and then drop back down. They do lose Vafe, so now it's just up to IPN as well as Hawkes. You saw them trying to make that push, but unsurprisingly, pressure coming in from the side as well when you're trying to get up top on Watchtower. Undoubtedly, teams were going to have vantage points around there as well. Hawk is going to take some time to heal. 10 squads left.
He didn't have his dome up, so he opted to use his ultimate to create a distraction, to create some kind of cover so he could get his teammate up and so that they could heal before they walk into the zone. The zone is pulling in now, so will they be able to get across the river and get into the zone? We'll find out here shortly.
And anyone who's played Kings Canyon, whether it be about a year ago or recently, knows just how tough this route is. When you're going from low watchtower through this river towards containment, one of the most difficult routes to take, and it gets more and more difficult the later that you get in the game. Now, back over to Alliance, we do see now that IPN is the one that is down. He's not trying to win. It's a great break he gets, but can he fly back in, taking damage and able to stay alive for just a second? You know he's getting shot back as well. Alliance doing everything they can to stay alive, but won't be able to do it. We also see Flavor of the Month players and Triumph players going down in defeat as well. Just like that, I think we're already at 9 squads left in the game. Just like that, make it 7. You can't even keep up with the kill feed here as we take a look at Lazarus still trying to stay alive. Now 7 squads remaining in the game.
Lazarus able to make it in, but they're getting pressured really hard by the team across from them. Unfortunately for those teams like Alliance, they weren't able to make it in the zone. There's just so many teams with so many different angles being able to shoot the teams coming into the zone. So Lazarus still in though, and here we have a look at Gambit Esports.
Absolutely, taking a look at Gambit for just a second. You know they're placing those pings down just to determine exactly how this rotation will go. And Eda tries to make a move, but right away is punished from distance, unsurprisingly. So now looking at GSD, actually very good positioning for them, and they have height as well, getting ready for that rotation here with 6 squads left. And actually it was going to be Strafe that's able to take down Eda from distance, but several players with some shots from distance. Now taking a look at Gambit getting ready to make this move, like we said, still in the danger zone. As we take a look at River Center, the moves that they need to make. Artico, a player we've been talking about so much today, along with Leogri and Hardeki. There goes the TP as they're getting ready to make this move here, trying to get some poke damage as well with that charge rifle is Artico. Now we'll go ahead and listen in. Let's go ahead and listen in now on this rotation to see if they can pull this off. But listen in with Gambit Esports.
Принимаем пчела, он за боксом сидит.
Вас двое, да,
Купол.
дал.
Вас двое.
Одно хп, робот. Робот одно хп. Они втроем на твой ТП, играй на их стороне. Под них Соник, сейчас на топ-4 играй. Топ-4. Я инфу собираю. Снизу 1 сквад только. Или 2 походу. Снизу 2 сквада, мужик, и сверху 2.
Getting to hear a little bit there on the side of the Russian and Ukrainian side. Of course, Leogri and Hardeki representing Russia, as well as Artico, the Ukrainian player on that side. Getting to hear that listening, but unfortunately for them, they receive the most damage from GSD. A very good push. This really should be the end as Hardeki's going to try to queue out of this. You have to think that they will be able to chase that. Would be a little bit of a miracle if Hardeki is able to loop back right now. Going to try to pop this back. You know the pressure is already coming in, and it's just a matter of time. That will be the end of the Gambit story in game number 6. A huge exit there as they were in third. We'll have to see exactly where those points will shake out, but now here's Outsiders with 3 squads left.
Outsiders sitting at 6th place right now. Sorry, they have the high ground, but they do have to move to get into that zone. Now I wonder who's in that last zone, but unfortunately for Hardeki there, he could not make it. I can't believe they spotted him through those Watson fences. I really just can't believe that.
Absolutely tracked him well. Now, actually, it's Lava City Boys, who's one of our last 3, as we just saw, along with Outsiders, and we'll have to see exactly. And it's going to be GSD is that 3rd team. So now a big opportunity for these 3 teams now, none of them in the top 3. So really so much to play for against them here. And now the teams that are in our top 3 will just be sitting back and watching and wondering exactly how the points will shake out. Great armor situation for Outsiders. Also needed to make this move, as you said, girl. They're getting ready to make that in really any moment now as the ring is closing.
They're able to get some shots on the Pathfinder zipline. Now taking a zipline with 2 teams looking at you is so hard. So GSD going down. Outsiders having the high ground on this last team with those massive shots. Will they be able to connect? Will the wingman shots be able to connect? They're taking so much damage right now.
Now LCB, what you see in the feed, Outsiders loses 2 players there really quickly. Just like that, 2 squads left here. Just Caddy, I think, versus now 1 player that's going to be from the GSD side. We'll have to see exactly if that's the case. Actually, I think GSD, based on the feed now, is going to go down. So actually going to be a Lava City Boys versus Outsiders. Maybe here, 1v1 moment, a little bit of shield guarding now between these two. Going to play it out. Look at this. Back and forth, a 1v1 battle to close this out. Massive is out. Can he fly in now? Caddy, can he land a second shot here? Yes, he does with decisive finish there. Is Caddy on the Outsiders, and Outsiders will close out.